All right, howdy peeps. We got a surprise rain last night, and down in this bottom it got real wet, and Roger can't get it pulled up out of there with the skidder without destroying the property. So I'm gonna have to get in there and help Roger on the bulldozer, get the wood out before Big Daddy gets there, because he's on his way to the job site, and me, I gotta get done, get off the dozer, and get back to my work in the back. So we're gonna do a quick video here of me yanking this stuff out, and I thought it looked pretty cool to show the dozer and stuff, so hope y'all enjoy it. Help Roger. I know. Yeah. All right, we're gonna help Roger. First cut with the new chain. Pretty nice for half throttle. Is your stuff starting to get steamed off pretty good? Okay, so at this point, I'm trying to come back here at the dozer and scrape this and figure out if there's enough moisture gone, I can get Roger up the hill with the skidder. Reason being, it's more of a selfish reason than anything, because I need to get back here and get my ends just as bad as this end, and I need to get back here to my end to get my job going. This got skid on yesterday, so if you skid on something and take her down before the rain, after the rain, it's gonna be bad. And at this point, I'm pretty much coming to the realization that this is probably a fool's errand, thinking that I'm gonna get Roger up this. It's not a real steep hill, but it's a plenty steep enough hill you can't climb it with the skidder pulling anything. So I'm trying to straighten the mess out on this hill without pushing too much soil downhill. You always got to watch that. You'll end up with too much dirt downhill. But as I'm sifting this dirt down and trying to get the stupid dozer turned around this freaking muck, I'm trying to come up with a plan F to figure out how to get the wood out of here without wasting a whole bunch of time. So I think at this point, I'm coming to the realization, I think I'm going to have to skid it out with the dozer. If I skid all that wood around this way, it's going to take forever. So I'm trying to come up with a way to cheat and get the wood up the hill without creating another skid road, which is bad. Okay. From the side up here. The side we're working on over there. Yeah, right up here. That's what we're talking about. That'll help out a bunch. We'll just cheat if we can. So here's the deal. I'm trying to struggle. It's slick. I'm sliding over the hill and everything else. I'm trying to get these trees pushed up the hill, get these few trees and tops pushed up the hill here, and then Roger can pull them out. And then I'll go down the bottom and try to skid the rest of these up with the dozer around the long way. And that's the best I think I can come up with to cheat us. If I was thinking early on like this, it could have saved us a little work when I was trying to clean the road out. But I don't know. It don't always come to you right off the bat. Sometimes it takes a while to figure out what to do. You know, when you start beating around there, then you can figure it out. Come on now, Joe. Come on now, Joe. RGD. I gotta get some of this roughness off here so I can get up the hill. So what this is kind of going with us making this alternative route. I got to get this stuff cleaned out for Raji so you can get back down there and pick up the rest of it. Let's do as much good as we can with one choker, I guess. I might take this around a long way. Alright, so what I've done is I got down here in the bottom, and this drag, and I think maybe one more drag, I got to take the long way around with the dozer. Now, you don't like skidding with the dozer because it's hard on undercarriage, but with this rain that we've been dealt with, it's the lesser of the evils. This is not a beautiful job site down here, and it will get finished good. There won't be the negative naysayers. There won't be ruts and stuff in it and stuff like that when it's done. But anyways, I wanted to show y'all, those of you that's not familiar with dozer skidding, the dynamics of, we all know how a dozer turns by sliding, you know, the cleats sliding from side to side on the cleats. That's how the dozer turns. Now watch how much, when you add the physics of a load behind the dozer, you can see how much struggling the dozer has going around this arc and turn to climb this hill. And watch how much, I'll shut up, and watch how much I struggle. Listen to dozer spin like it's spinning now. Listen to dozer spin and all that it goes through and stuff, and all the having to let off. I had to drop the drag back here to push on this big sycamore chunk. Just watch what all I go through to get up this hill. I just think it's neat how the dozer reacts to it. I think it's a learning for somebody that's not used to it. right, so now I unhooked I skipped past unhooking a drag and get pulled out of there. But now I'm heading back down the hill in a runway that I pushed that other stuff in. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to make a water bar right there out of just save a little time, flop a little stuff up there in front of that stump. I got one drag to take out down here. And then this hole down here will be clean as a bean. That tree should be all there is left, if I can remember this properly. No, there's 2 trees left. So I push this sassafras up over the hill now that I uncovered it, to where Roger can grab it from the top up above. And this plan is going to come together. It was kind of different to put together at first, but it's going to come together now. There, you see the top up there? Roger will be able to grab a hold of that here in a minute. Now, I got that up here. Let's go down and get this other tree. This here is a fork out of one of them poplars. The big poplars we pushed up. Now I'm going to push this fork up here because Roger will take that to Stevie. Stevie can make good use of that. And that should be the last little piece I can push up the hill. And now I'm going to go down. What he done while I was down there was pulled out what I've skidded up already. And let me back down there and get a hold of the last tree that I need to winch out of there. And I'll winch it up there around the long way. Here, and this is with the way we've been getting now. A lot of times in the middle of August, most years your poplars the bark starts getting pretty snug and decent on poplars, you know, from the what I'm referring to is, you know, the bark peel in the spring, but not this year. This year it is it's been a year now. There's plenty of wet. You can look at the ground. Them poplars are still sucking like crazy, growing. And so around the base of these standing poplar trees down this valley, now down this valley is a place where the poplar loves. So the standing trees down this valley, and I've got some stuff I got to get, you know, pushed through to get this choker out and get it hooked up and get going. But you got to be, what I'm trying to cover here is you got to be careful down these valleys like this, because poplar likes it down the valley. So anything that I skin down the bottom of this valley would be a daggone shame, because this is good wood growing back down in here. This is poplar, the side that's on site, they call it, because it's where the poplar wants to grow. So, and if I bump something down here, the bark peel will be ridiculous. So, trying to be careful. And I know it's a small little dinky drag, but this is the last of this situation. Now that wood there on the right, that was wood a tree I had to cut to get the rest of these trees out. There was no place for me to be able to get the wood out. Now what is that? So I had to cut that tree. It's an unmarked tree. I had to cut it to get the rest of these out. It was just a miss. Now what am I doing here? Oh, I'm grabbing that little sycamore. See that little piece of sycamore? That's the last little piece. I'm just getting these stragglers and getting them out of here. Not much of a drag, but we got to get this cleaned out. When Big Daddy gets... See, this is early in the morning, and Big Daddy had other stuff to do this morning. He's not there yet. That's why I'm on his machine. So, daggone it. I don't realize I'm dragging it with me. I'm like, you son of a biscuit! Now sit tight, mister! It's a bad tree. Now stay. Stay. Oh, I'm not going to take a chance on moving. It'll follow me. But I'm crisscrossing that. I dropped the poplar on top of the sycamore because I can use the crisscross there to get that one, the only one choker I got to go around and take 2 logs. But anyways, long story short, what I'm trying to do is get this cleaned out down here. So when Big Daddy gets here, which he's almost on a job site now as we're speaking here. But I'm trying to get this hole cleaned out so Big Daddy don't have to skid. And when he gets back here, me and Roger done have all this cleaned out so he can start putting the finishing touches on it with the bulldozer. And I know we've got us a lot of mud churned up here. It don't look good. This is not one that looks pretty, we're proud of here. But this sandy ground, it is so unforgiving. When you wallow around and get yourself caught with your pants down like we just did, it is not going to forgive you. It is going to look bad. There's going to be a lot of... Now, what Big Daddy will do is he'll rake some of these treetops and stuff I got down over the soil so you don't have so much soil bare. And this hillside, he'll have to do some water barn on this hillside, and it won't turn out pretty. Now, when he gets done with it, it'll be the best it can be. It won't be bad, it'll be... The BMPs will be done right, the water will be draining right, but it's just, I don't like the fact that we had to open up this much to get the wood out. Now, there's a bunch of wood come out this hole. It looks like, well, why'd they skin up so much ground just to bring that little bit of wood out? Now, the day before this rain, we skid out a bunch of wood down that hole. You're just seeing what the leftover stragglers was in this video. So, don't sit there and judge us harshly on it. Like as if you look at let's see how much tracks there is. You see how deep the tracks are and stuff? That was in dry ground before the rain we got the night before. So, I mean, there's semi-loads, plural, of wood that's come out of the bottom of that valley. But I don't know if there's anything we could have really done to change it other than had a dozer on Roger yesterday to make sure we got it pulled up out of there. But I mean, daggone, it's August. You expect August to act like August. These pop-up freak showers has just been whooping on us.
Well, that's got him. I hope he's happy. He ought to be happy. Probably not happy though. I don't know what to do for him. We can smack him. We can give him a big old smack. We can whoop him. Give him a big old whoop. Just have to whoop him.
Okay, so one last item of business before I jump off here. Now, off to the right, that's the hole I was skidding out of, down there on the right. Now, up on this knob, over the tip of this knob, was a couple trees I'd cut. One of them had got hand cut, and it was across the knob. And I'm trying to organize things to where Roger can get back in here and get this stuff skidded out. Because it was kind of a mess. And it was nothing he couldn't have handled before the rain. But now that the rain's put it on us, I'm trying to scalp a little bit of the mud around, mix the soil a little bit, and then clean out some of this debris where you don't get on a piece of wood and go mo-docking down over the hill. It don't look real steep, but it's a pretty decent little steep bank down on either side. Now, let's see, I skipped ahead where I turned around and come back out. Now, them little pieces of red oak that you're seeing, them will get skidded out and he will utilize them. But now this little piece of red oak right here in front of the blade there, I'm going to try to break him off and get them out of his way. They're a little too small to be messing around with pulpwood and stuff like that. With as far away we are from home, we don't want to haul them all the way in for grinder food. Although they're borderline good stuff, but they're just not quite good. If we had a chipper on the landing, which we're not got the management ability to manage or take care of. If we had a chipper on the landing, now that stuff could have got skidded to the landing and chipped right there on the landing and thrown in a van or whatever. But we don't do that here at our company. We're focused heavily on grade, and that's what we're after. Now, you see a little bit of that trash up ahead of me. Now, this is leaning to the right a bit. It don't show up on the camera, but it's leaning to the right a bit. And I'm afraid Roger get that skidder up on some wood, he'll start mo-docking down over that bank down there. Now, on the side of this bank down over here to the right, as we're driving out to the right of the bank, on the other side of this short stuff that he can pull wood out of, and he'll get some pulp out of some of that fatter stuff. I've got a big black oak that I cut down there that I couldn't do nothing with it. After it hit the ground, there's nothing Brutus could have done with it. So I don't know if he's got enough main line to get down to it to cable it out. And I'm like, screw it. Let me just dive the dozer down in there, get down there below that, and see if I can waller him up over the hill. So here I'm making a little room and getting that stuff set up on the good ground that I just scraped for Roger, to where when he backs into the grapple skidder, he's not going to bite onto that stuff and go sliding his rear end down over the hill. Now you can see the dozer, as I get on wood with the dozer's wanting to take off sliding over the hill too. I mean, it's pretty good hillside if I catch myself sideways on it. And the dozer's light. It can get around these sandy hills and waller around a little bit and not make such a mess. But Brutus is too heavy for it. And even with the dozer tracks, you see I'm making some fluff, you know. So I need to be treading lighter than what I am. I mean, I'm getting a little wallery. I need to cut that out. There's a chunk of wood I had topped off of Brutus. I need to waller my way down. And here I am getting down to the bottom. I just kind of changed camera views there. Now there's a little bit of a level spot down here at the bottom. I'm gonna get turned around, get the old Poppin' Johnny angled uphill. Those of you that don't know what you're watching is a 700H John Deere dozer. It's an older machine. We get along great with it. Hydrostat dozer, love it. Love the dozers. These 700s are been very good for our company. I've heard 700Js are good rigs too. Now all the new stuff, the Ks and stuff, I don't know anything about them. Ours are Ls. I don't know what's next. Ks, Ls, I don't know. But I barely got the traction it's taken to get this thing up over this pretty steep little bank. But I'm telling you, this type of stuff, a dozer is very handy. You just don't want to move the wood very far with one. You want to grab onto things, get them started in the right direction, get it to something that economical, like a grapple skidder can grab it and start taking it somewhere else. And then when it gets out there to Stevie's at his yard, and he's going to put it on a truck, something that don't have dragging resistance, and he'll get it in there. But that's it. I pretty much got her to where I'm happy with her. We're going to head out and get back to it.